Well, I made it to the town of Patras. It's 7:15, so the sun's really just gone down. I'm just watching the last of the sunset, um, having a beer, and yeah, I'm in an apartment. I've booked an apartment for tonight because, well, the last like 3 nights I've been camping in the bush, and I have enjoyed it, but basically, I ran out of charge for my phone and both my power banks today. So it became a bit frustrating trying to navigate. Um, so for that reason, and for the reason to have a shower and to wash all my clothes, and also because there was actually nowhere else to stay in the vicinity, um, yeah, I thought maybe it's best just to get a room for the night, have a bit of a refresh, recharge all my stuff, have a shower, and then push on to Athens. So I think from here it's just over 200 kilometers to Athens. So just a couple of days really. I've booked I booked a ferry to Chios, which is an island right next to Turkey. That ferry's leaving Friday evening. I've got my Turkish visa. That's all sorted. So yeah, should be all good. I'll get to Turkey probably on Saturday, which will give me a couple of days buffer on my Schengen visa. Hopefully, if nothing falls through, I should get out of here just in time. Um, but yeah, today was kind of a frustrating day because shortly after I recorded that video this morning, I arrived in a small town, and I forget what it was called, but it was quite a pretty little town because it was kind of like an island with a bridge going over to get into it, and then another bridge going over to get out of it. And I kind of cycled across the bridge into the town, and then I sat and I had breakfast, watching over the lake, which was perfectly still. It was like glass, just beautiful, and listening to the last couple of chapters of Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and he was talking about the different meditation steps he was going through. So I was kind of in a contemplative state, listening to that, and then from that point it was only another 6 k's or so on the highway to get to the next town. And that should have taken me only about 20 minutes, but on the way there, on the highway, I got another flat tire. And this time it was on the front wheel. So I pulled over and then changed the flat. I repaired the flat on the side of the highway, which is never fun because you got cars going past you and there's no shade. And I actually found 3 thorns in that front wheel. One of them hadn't penetrated through the tread, so I pulled that one out. The other 2 had, and I pulled them out as well. But I could only see one small indentation in the tube where the thorn had kind of pricked it, but not quite penetrated it. But what I did notice was that actually one of the old patches that I put on that tube was leaking. So I pulled that patch off, repatched it, put the wheel back on, and then as I was pumping it up, I could hear it was still deflating. So I took it off again, and then I found another hole where one of the thorns had actually punctured it. So I put a patch on that. So actually that tube now has 5 patches on it, which is a bit too many, and I hope I can replace it soon. My friend Georgia was telling me that her record was 6 patches on one tube. So I'm not really keen to beat that beat that record. So I think at the next bike shop I'll get a new tube, and I'll get some new patches as well because I'm pretty much out of them now at this point as well, with all these bloody thorns I've been riding through. So yeah, I had to basically changed that tire twice on the highway, and then cruised into town. And for a lot of the rest of the day, I've just had this kind of anxiety about running over another thorn and like losing pressure while going down a hill or something, and falling over like I did before. So it's not really a nice feeling. It's kind of put a bit of a dampener on the cycling today, because I can't kind of shake that feeling that I'm about to get another flat. Um, but anyway, yes, I got to that next town, and then I had some lunch, and at this point I still wasn't really sure what to do, because I hadn't really found anywhere to charge all my stuff. My phone was getting pretty low, and yeah, one of my power banks was dead. The other one, I thought still had about half left on it, and I plugged my phone into that, and then I realized that that other power bank was dead as well, and my phone had about 15% left. So I didn't really have enough to go to the next town. My phone would have died on the way there, and then I wouldn't have had any navigation. So basically, I had to go sit in the bus shelter, or there was a bus station rather. And I got a coffee, and I just sat there for about 45 minutes and charged my phone and one of my power banks. So that was a bit frustrating, because yeah, I wanted to be cycling and I had to kind of just sit there and wait. Um, so yeah, that's one of the reasons why I ended up booking this apartment here tonight, because I just wanted to get everything fully charged, and then I can probably make it to Athens without having to worry about it anymore. With the two power banks, it should be easily enough to go another 200 kilometers. Um, so yeah, that was a bit frustrating, and then after that, the day was really good. Actually, there was some really beautiful riding along the coast, up some more hills. Had some spectacular views over the coast. At the top, like I got to the top of one big hill, and I finished listening to "Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself," and to be honest, like towards the end of it, I got a bit over it, because he started talking very mystically, saying things like, if you believe what I've been saying in this book, then who knows how far you can take it. You might be able to like heal people through through your mind, and like you need to connect with like the almighty power which has created all things. And it just turned into a bit of a religious fanatical book, which was a bit disappointing. But I don't want to dismiss everything he was saying, because I think the meditation techniques he was describing could be pretty helpful. So I would like to go back and revisit it, but I'll need to like sit down and go through it, probably with the book in paper rather than trying to listen to it while I'm cycling. But yeah, a bit disappointed about how it ended. But anyway, after that, I sped down another mountain, and then came to the final bridge, which crosses over the mainland here to Patras, I'm not sure how you say it. And that bridge was enormous, like one of the biggest bridges I ever crossed. And there was a sign saying, no bikes, but I couldn't figure out any other way to get across, so I kind of snuck over. Excuse me, sorry about that. And so I think I rode over on like the walking path, which luckily there was one on the side of the bridge, and I made it all the way across, which was quite exhilarating. And I got to the other side, and there was like a big like spiral staircase, which I had to push the bike down, which wasn't so much fun, but I had to kind of laugh at that point. And then I got to the other side. I wasn't sure what to do, because it was starting to get dark, and I had decided I wanted to try and stay somewhere tonight, because I didn't have enough charge and anything to keep going, really. Funny in the end, like it was the charge on my devices which limited me, not the like not my desire to be clean or like have a shower or anything. Because like I could keep going if I wanted to. It's just that I wouldn't be able to navigate, so that's probably the biggest issue, which is a bit frustrating. Um, what was I saying? So yeah, I stopped at a cafe and got a milkshake and used their Wi-Fi to book this place because another kind of frustrating thing is like although I have a SIM card which works in the EU, which I got in Norway, but actually when I left Albania and I put it back in my phone, I realized that it's broken and it's not working anymore. So that's a bit frustrating, which means yeah, this last week or so in Greece, I can't use my SIM card, which is fine because in the Balkans I didn't have a SIM card anyway, so I was kind of enjoying being disconnected, and I was kind of keen to continue that, to be honest. But yeah, it does get a bit hard trying to, when you need to book things, you have to always be trying to find like Wi-Fi to scab off and stuff, which gets a bit annoying. But you know, it's my choice, so I can't complain about it. I'm just whinging now. All right, well, I'm gonna cook some dinner now and wash my clothes and have a shower, and then yeah, keen to crack on tomorrow. Should be in Athens in a couple of days, and then Turkey shortly after that. So that's exciting. So, bye.